Have you ever wondered what happens in your brain when you engage in certain habits like daily masturbation? Well, you're not alone. The human brain and its inner workings remain one of the most intriguing mysteries of our time. Neurology, the study of the brain and its functions, has provided us with some answers. And in this exploration, we'll focus on the relationship between neurology and one particular habit, masturbation. See, our daily habits, whether they involve eating, sleeping, or even masturbating, are all governed by the complex neural pathways in our brains. And understanding these pathways is crucial, not just for scientists, but also for every individual. Why, you ask? Because it helps us understand why we do what we do and how our habits might be affecting us in ways we never imagined. As we delve into the world of neuroscience, you might just find that what you thought was a simple daily habit could be much more complex. The pleasure center of our brain is a fascinating area, isn't it? Well, let's dive into the intricacies of this intriguing part of our gray matter. When we engage in activities that bring us pleasure, such as eating our favorite food, listening to a beautiful piece of music, or yes, even masturbating, our brain responds in quite a remarkable way. Imagine your brain as a grand orchestra, with each section playing a vital role in creating the symphony of your experiences. The conductor of this orchestra is a neurotransmitter called dopamine. Dopamine is released from a region of the brain called the ventral tegmental area, or VTA for short, and it travels to another area called the nucleus accumbens, which is the core of our pleasure center. When dopamine reaches the nucleus accumbens, it's like the crescendo of the orchestra. This is where the feeling of pleasure is produced. The more dopamine that's released, the stronger the pleasure sensation we feel. Now, this is where the plot thickens. When we engage in pleasurable activities frequently, such as daily masturbation, our brain releases more and more dopamine, leading to intense feelings of pleasure. But it's not just about pleasure. Dopamine also plays a key role in learning and motivation. It's like a reward signal to our brain, telling it, hey, that felt good, let's do it again. This reward system is what drives us to seek out pleasurable experiences again and again, yet it's not all sunshine and dopamine. When our brain gets flooded with dopamine on a regular basis, it starts to adjust. It's like turning down the volume on a loudspeaker. The brain reduces the number of receptors that receive dopamine, which means we need to release more dopamine to achieve the same level of pleasure. This can lead to a vicious cycle of seeking out more intense stimuli to achieve the same level of pleasure, a phenomenon seen in various forms of addiction. So, as you can see, our brains are wired to seek out pleasure. But what happens when we overindulge? Indulging in pleasure daily might seem harmless, but what does it do to our brains? Let's dive deep into the effects of daily masturbation on the brain. Think of the brain as a vast, intricate network of connections. Each time you engage in a pleasurable activity, like eating your favorite food or having sex, a neurotransmitter called dopamine is released in the brain. This gives you a sensation of pleasure and reward. Now, when you masturbate daily, you're regularly flooding your brain with dopamine. This constant stimulation can lead to changes in the brain's reward system. It's almost like you're teaching your brain to expect a dopamine rush on a daily basis. Over time, this could lead to a situation called desensitization. This means your brain has become so used to the high levels of dopamine that it starts to find it difficult to feel pleasure from other, less intense activities. It's like having a cup of strong coffee every morning. After some time, you might find that a single cup doesn't give you the same buzz anymore. You need more to feel the same level of alertness. In a similar vein, constant masturbation might make other activities that used to bring you joy, like hanging out with friends or pursuing a hobby, less satisfying. This is because these activities may not provide the same intense dopamine rush that your brain has become accustomed to. Moreover, regular masturbation can also affect other areas of your brain, such as the prefrontal cortex, which is involved in decision-making and self-control. This could potentially lead to impulsive behavior and difficulty in delaying gratification. Now, it's essential to remember that everyone is different, and these effects might not be the same for all. Some people might not experience any significant changes, while others might. It's all about understanding your body and your brain and finding a balance that works for you. Now, you might be wondering, is there a way to reverse these effects? Did you know our brains are designed to form habits? It's true. Our brains are incredibly efficient, constantly looking for ways to save effort. When we perform an action repeatedly, our brain starts to automate the process, creating a habit. This is great for tasks like brushing our teeth or driving a car, but it can become problematic when the habit formed is not a healthy one. Now let's delve into the world of neuroscience and understand how habits and addictions are formed. Our brain has a reward system which releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with feelings of pleasure whenever we do something enjoyable. This is our brain's way of saying, hey, that was great, let's do it again. And so, we start to repeat the action. When an action, like daily masturbation, becomes a regular activity, the brain starts to anticipate the dopamine rush. The neural pathways involved in this action become stronger and more efficient. This is where habit formation begins. It's like carving a path through a forest. The more you walk the path, the clearer it becomes. However, this is also where things can take a turn. When the action is repeated excessively, the brain starts to adapt. It reduces its response to dopamine, causing a decrease in pleasure. This means you have to do more of the action to get the same level of satisfaction, leading to a cycle that can result in addiction. In the case of daily masturbation, the brain can become desensitized to the dopamine release, leading to a need for more frequent or intense stimulation to achieve the same level of pleasure. This is how a habit can turn into an addiction, impacting the brain's structure and functionality. The good news is, our brains are also capable of change, a trait known as neuroplasticity. This means that with the right strategies and support, we can break unhealthy habits and form new, healthier ones. Understanding the neuroscience of habit formation and addiction can help us better manage our behaviors and maintain a healthy brain. So, how can we ensure our brains stay healthy? A question that, after understanding the intricacies of our brain's relationship with pleasure and addiction, takes on a newfound significance. To maintain a healthy brain, we must first recognize that moderation is key. As we've discovered, even activities that seem harmless can have profound effects on our brain when done excessively. It's like eating chocolate. A piece or two can be a delightful treat, but a whole box at once can leave you feeling sick. Engaging in a variety of activities rather than just one can also be beneficial. This is because different activities stimulate different parts of the brain, encouraging a more balanced brain development. For example, reading a book can improve your language skills, while solving a puzzle can enhance your problem-solving abilities. Furthermore, challenging your brain is essential for its health. Just as physical exercise strengthens your muscles, mental exercise strengthens your brain. Activities that challenge your brain, such as learning a new language or playing a musical instrument, can promote new connections between brain cells and help to keep your brain sharp. In addition, maintaining a healthy lifestyle is crucial to brain health. This includes eating a balanced diet, getting regular exercise, ensuring you get enough sleep, and avoiding harmful substances such as excessive alcohol or drugs. Remember, your brain is part of your body, and taking care of your body is a vital part of taking care of your brain. Finally, it's important to remember that it's okay to seek help if you're struggling. If you're finding it difficult to break a habit, or if you're feeling overwhelmed, reach out to a trusted friend, family member, or professional. You're not alone, and there are resources available to help you. Remember, the key to a healthy brain is balance. As we've seen today, even seemingly harmless habits can have profound effects on our brains. So let's strive for balance, moderation, and a healthy lifestyle to ensure our brains stay sharp, healthy, and ready to tackle whatever comes our way. We've journeyed through the complexities of the brain and explored the effects of daily habits on its functioning. We've delved into the neuroscience of pleasure, understanding how our brains react to the sensations we experience. We've unraveled the impacts of daily masturbation on the brain, shedding light on an often stigmatized topic. We also ventured into the fascinating realm of habit formation and addiction, gaining insight into why certain behaviors can become so hard to break. We have learned that our brains are not just passive recipients of our actions, but active participants, molding and changing in response to our daily habits. This understanding underscores the importance of maintaining a healthy brain, not just for our cognitive abilities, but for our overall well-being. Next time you engage in a daily habit, remember, your brain is far more complex than you might think. And as always, balance is key.